Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday, finally, November 7th, and today we will cover Granite shares, YieldBoost, high yield ETFs. We'll cover the trades, well, not the trades, the holdings. We'll cover the movement, comparing the underlying versus the ETF. We'll check out the distribution yield and all that jazz. Also, they did launch 2 new funds this week, so we'll have to check that out as well. But before we get there, what do we got here? We got Bitcoin. Okay, we're just going to check it out because a lot of these funds, they got kind of like Bitcoin correlated, right? And Bitcoin's not really our friend lately. It's just chilling in this 100K range. Up, down, up, back down, up, back down. Like, we can't be fooled anymore. Just go down to like 75 already and get it over with so we can pop back up and then moon out. All right. Just get it over with. We know it wants to get there. Just go. Bye. All right. Anyway, let's get to the coverage here. So here is, if I click the Granite shares, obviously most people know Granite shares. They are well known for the leverage funds, mainly NVDL. That's one of their big ones, right? Where is it at here? Yeah. Oh, it's trending. Okay, cool. All right. Look at it's a $4.3 billion fund to give you an idea of how big that fund is. Can I sort it by? No, I can't. Of course not. Yeah. But if you look, they actually have a decent amount of others. I saw some new ones. IONL. And they have a lot of leveraged funds, but there's a lot of you that trade options who need these, like me, right? I need the leverage funds usually to make some more premium, but we're not here for that. We're here for yield boost, right? We want to boost our yield. Yeah. All right. So the 2 new funds I mentioned before, they are IOYY. This is a IONQ fund. And then they are May. I guess we'll call them May. It's for Mara. All right. So again, everyone's got to have a Mara fund. We know how it goes. So now if we look at the list, pretty big list now. So Yield Boost is growing. So you can only assume the fund of funds is around the corner. All right. So yeah, real quick, let me just click on one of these and you can see the launch date. So if you click on here, you can go to the fund details and you click more just to get an idea of when it did launch. Okay, so it did launch November 4th. All right, so obviously this week, and $25. All right, $25. That is the going rate for those funds. Okay, so now what do? We go to the file. All right, so don't worry, I clicked the buttons already. I updated the holdings. I updated the distros. But here's a quick outline of where we stand. I do have this sorted by launch date, I believe. Yep. So, quick recap of the history of their funds. TSYY was the loaner, right? They launched that one by itself in December of 24, right? So again, they're still new. Then all these suckers in 25. Everything else is 25. So, they're about to head into a 1-year anniversary for the Yield Boost funds. So TSYY, we'll see how close to house money they'll be. Right now, they're at 53%. They have paid out a total of $13.13 in distributions, at least based on what I am calculating. Of course, there could be mistakes made. We know. Again, they launched at 25. So they launched at 25. They paid 13, and they're currently at, what are they at? 752. Okay. So again, not the best performance of the bunch. There's certainly others here that do much better. Again, it all depends on the timing, how much they're paying out, this, that, the other thing. So the 2 new funds, if you're curious, here they are. They are actually using their own funds, their own ETF, the Granite shares IONQ, and then the Granite shares Mara fund. So they're going to, as they say, double dippity doo-dah. So what else? That's it. That's pretty much it on the funds. I'm not going to, house money. I'm going to highlight anything that paid above 50%. NVYY is coming up. XBTY 39, and then COYY 37. But that's pretty much it. Everyone's just chilling because they're all pretty damn new. All right, it's time for the daily compare. Now, this is going to be actually fun. The timing of the video is actually perfect because yesterday was horrible. I mean, it was brutal, to say the least. Brutal. But again, what do? We look at essentially, since I cover the YieldBoost funds once per week, we're going to look at the whole week. All right. So NVDL is the underlying for NVYY. So again, the underlying will be on the left in orange. The ETF is going to be on the right, and then you'll see, the change versus change, and then you'll see the winner. But we're really just looking for like big jumps or big drops to see how the fund reacts because we are just curious, right? So here's like a big jump, right? NVDL jumped up 4.4. NVYY unfortunately only captured 1.43. But now check this bad boy out. This horrendous week, it's been a horrible week. The last 3 days, NVDL has gone down 7.96, 3.62, and 7.28. So if you're wondering how are their puts performing, again, they do buy puts as downside protection after they sell the put, of course. They did pretty well. They only went down 2, 2, and 3. So 7 versus 2, 3 versus 2, 7 versus 3. So in the end, NVYY, it could have been much worse, obviously. So they went from 24, and now they're down to 22. NVDL went from 112 down to 92. So again, the protective puts are a savior in markets, in days like this. Like the last 3 days, I don't know what's going on. I don't even know why we're having the sell off, to be honest, but whatever. We got to go with the flow, man. We've been green for so long. We cannot be surprised, to be honest. But let's look at CONL versus KOI. Hello, KOI. All right, so they had this is like the Friday, I think. They went up 8.72. CONL only captured 1.79. And then on the Monday, they dropped 7.77. COYY only dropped 2.63. All right, so here's the last 3 days, which is really probably all I should cover, actually. I'm just going to cover the last 3 days for the rest of them. Down 13.9, up 7, down 15. What did COYY do? Down 3. So again, they saved themselves a 10% drop. I mean, that is pretty, thankfully. Because it would have been a freaking disaster, right? If they didn't buy, because in the beginning, they were only selling puts. So could you imagine if they did not have the protective puts? You guys would be, the people that own these funds would be like, what? All right. Anyway, so here's the jump to, again, only captured 0.94. So again, this is the downside. There's a cap on the upside. There's a cap on the downside, which is good, and there's a cap on the upside. So you take the good with the bad. You got to balance it out and judge for yourself. But again, yesterday, good Lord, CONL, again, leverage funds can be dangerous, and this just shows you, like, they went down 15%. Thankfully, COYY, the put got initiated and blocked it. It saved itself from a 13% drop. So it only went down 2.4. So again, nice to see the puts working in action. Yeah, let's gray out. Let's just do the last 3 days because that seems to be where the action is. I'm gonna darken this, do a little of that. Okay, so last 3 days on TSLL, down 10, up 7, down 6. Because remember, we did have a red ass, what was it, Tuesday, then a green Wednesday for some, and then yesterday was just a disaster for everyone. Bitcoin's been crap all along, but if we look at Tesla, they're actually holding up pretty good. Not overall, but not these 3 days, but in general, like they're still near like their highs. But TSLL went down 10, they went up 7, they went down 6. So going down 10, TSYY only went down 3, saved themselves 7%. But here they missed out on 5. Again, they jumped up, they missed out on the 5% upside. But here they went down 6 and they blocked, 4, 4.5. So again, down 6, and this one's down 2. So good. Protective puts in action. All right, let's look at BitX. Again, this is Bitcoin. We said Bitcoin's been shit. Let's see what's going on. BitX down 11, plus 6, down 5. XBITI, again, one of my favorite tickers to say. Yo, XBITI. What do we got? When they went down 11, they only went down 3. All right, they so again saved them about 8% or so, but then missed out on this upside. They went up 6. XBITI only went up 0.68, so yeah, that hurt. But then here down 5.6. XBITI went down 1.69 again. So if you're wondering how the protective puts work, this is how they work. This is how we do it. So 4% savior right there. So again, it's, there's good and then there's bad. You be the judge, So since we've been down so much, on the upside, yeah, we're going to be capped on the upside. So maybe, you should balance it out. Maybe some people balance it out by owning the underlying like BitX, right? So you can own a little XBITI and then own a little BitX. That you make sure, you could essentially make your own fund, kind of like a RecShares does the 50-50, right? You could do your own 50-50, right? Or maybe even YieldBoost will offer one day to trade 50% of the fund and leave 50% exposure. I don't know if that's something, that's just a thought. Could be an idea for, one day. Anyway, TQQQ, let's see how we doing here. What do we got? We got down 6, up 1, down 5. Again, this is a triple leverage. That's right, triple leverage, but it's the index. So again, indexes don't move like individual underlyings, but when it's triple leverage, obviously, yeah, it's going to move still. But, it went down 6. TQQY went down 3. So they saved themselves about half. Here's an up of 1.94, and they went up 1.63. So again, kind of the less movement, the better, especially on the upside. And this shows it, right? Because they were able to capture the majority of that upside. And then here they went down 5.61. And for whatever reason, actually TQQY went down more than you would think. They went down 4.55 because maybe their protective put was not put in action, right away. It could have been a lower strike. So it takes a while for it to like hit and start helping out more and 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 more, if you get what I'm saying. All right, let's move on to SPXL. This is the S&P 500 triple leverage version. Again, even less, right? Less than the Qs. Down 3, up 0.92, down 3. Okay. So on the down 3, YSPY went down only 1.78. So that's good. The up 0.92, YSPY actually went up more. So this is interesting to see. It went up 1.5. So, I mean, that's awesome, actually. But then again, here, they went down 3.28. And then here, they went down 3.42. So a little confusing there. But overall, between the 2 days, it worked out for YSPY in general. So I'll say, pretty damn good. AMZZ, again, Amazon is kind of like their own little index there. They don't move as much. They went down 3, up 0.6, and then down 5. So on the down 3 day, AZYY only went the up day 0.69. They were able to capture most of it, 0.41. And then the down yesterday, again, disaster day. What are we calling yesterday? Freaking disaster Thursday, went down 5.81. AZYY went down 1.92. Okay, goody. All right, AMDL, let's see how we doing. Probably not good. Nope. Down 7, up 4, down, oh my goodness, 14. All right, so when they went down 7, AMYY or AMY only went down 1.15%. So again, this is what you want to see, right? I know you don't want your underlying to go down ever, but it's going to happen. And when it happens, it's nice to have those puts, right? But again, on the flip side, you have to understand when the underlying goes up, even only like 4.64, you're going to only capture a part of that. So they captured 1.94% on that day. But the days like this is where you really want to, if you don't want to buy your own puts, they'll do it for you. And they are doing it, thankfully. So AMDL went down 14%. AMYY went down 9% savings yesterday. Again, AMYY, keep in mind, these funds launch at what, 25? It's at 24.80. It closed at 24.80 yesterday. You know, as bad as things have been, that's actually pretty good. Let's check the track record actually. So it started here. I guess they launched around here, 24. Yeah, hit 25, 20, even 26, and now they're down to 24.80. Yeah, not bad. So if you own AMYY, you're probably a happy camper. Now, on the other hand, if you own MITI, well, if you own anything related to MSTR, you're just a little pissed off, right? Unless you're one of those cocky geniuses, you know, on X or YouTube. Oh, you gotta buy the dip. If you can't handle it, then maybe you shouldn't be in the stock market. Shut up. We're buying the dip. We just don't like it all the time. All right. We don't want the freaking dip every day. So give me a little dip, move on. All right. That just annoys me when people, oh, yes, I know, buy the freaking dip, you jackass. Like, come on. All right. MSTX, wow, went down 13, up 6, down. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. All right. So yeah, anyway. How did MITI do? MITI went down 4. So a 9% savings. I mean, good thing, because MITI would be very low. Then a big jump, up 6, right? Up 6. We captured 1.59. All right, we missed out on 5. That sucks. But then here yesterday, again, Bitcoin sucks right now. MSTR sucks right now. MSTX, forget about it. Down 13.9. 13 point, almost 14%. So we went down basically 4.38%. So we saved ourselves about 9 to 10%. Thankfully, because oh my goodness, again, MSTR is just I don't know. And then Palantir, they're no better lately. Let's take a look at PTIR. Down 6. They went down all 3 days. All right. So look at this. Down 16, down 2, down. Oh my goodness. Like, can we just stop the pain? Can we stop the bleeding already? Like, is this ever ending? In fact, you know what? Let's look at the pre-market. What's going on here? Oh, we're down another percent. Hey, you might as well be, right? Let's just keep going down. Whatever. Just make it a red Friday. We'll finish off the week. Just bleed us out a little bit. All right, I had to take a sip of coffee. All right, so anyway, let's look here. Down 16, ply or PLYY went down 4. All right, so that again, you don't want to go down 4 either, but 12% savings, like 12%. We saved your ass, right? This buy put, they saved your ass. All right. We went down again. We went down 2.95. All right, they went down 1.13. They saved your ass. All right, and then again, we went down 13. They saved your ass 9%. Like, PLYY is saved by the puts. Saved, glove save. So it's a $23 fund still. It's still holding up. But again, when Palantir goes boom, when Palantir goes to the moon, PLYY is going to go up, but not all the way with it, obviously. I think that's understood. Yeah, just kind of cover it both ways. I just want to make sure it's covered. But like this week, these 3 days, you're like, thank God I'm in YieldBoost, right? Of the other funds, because there's not many other funds that have the downside protection. But oof, what a oh, here we go. Robinhood. What the hell are they doing? All right. Robin went down 13, up 8, down 22. All right. So let's see what went on here. Down 13. Hui went down 4. All right. 9%. They saved themselves 9% hit. But then again here, the big jump up 8.6. We only captured 2.6. So we missed out on 6. But then here's the real saver. Robin, again, double leverage Robinhood, down 22% in one freaking day. Why? They had good earnings. Why? I don't know. Because the market said, we're selling off. All right. We're selling off, bro. Election cycle's over, right? It is what it is. Boom, bam, bam. What did they save themselves? Well, like what, 16%? I mean, good Lord. Good. I mean, HOYY still in the 20s. Thankfully, no thanks to Robin, but thanks to put protection. All right. So again, looking at these in the shorter term, it does help. Hopefully, I don't know. You guys gotta let me know your thoughts. again, don't treat these high yield ETFs. They're all good for something. They're all good for their own thing. You can't say any of them suck. They're all a different weapon. If you want this weapon, it's available. If you want that weapon, it's available. If you don't want any of the weapons, then don't use them. All right, move on with yourself. All right, go buy your dividend growth stocks, in your little corner, because you can't handle the madness here. Yeah, this is look. Oh my goodness, here we go. This might top it all. Look at this. SMCX down 12, down 23, down 8. Okay. SNY, you're up, down 3, down 3, down 0.56. This, holy crap. All right, so they saved themselves 9%, 20%, and then about 8%. So this should be like, even if you don't invest in these funds, this should be like a reminder, well, maybe I should buy some protective puts. Maybe not on the whole portfolio, but maybe just a little bit, especially if the market's at all-time highs. As I'm saying this, I'm talking to myself, right? Because, yeah, they can help. They can certainly help your portfolio. And this is not, if this does not make it clear enough, I don't know what does. Like this deserves a screenshot. You know what? I'm taking a screenshot of this. I am posting this on X. Boom. Now I got to save it. All right. I got to remember to post it. Are you guys impressed with that or what? Or you don't give a damn? Let me know in the comments. We are live, by the way. We have 204 between X and YouTube at the moment. Again, YieldBoost doesn't get the same views as YieldMax, but again, it's all different strategies, right? It's all different strategies. They're all good for something. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. All right, let's move on to BabX. BabX. All right, they went down. Not as bad. Wow, down 4. Oh my goodness, they went up yesterday. BabX went up yesterday. Well, there's your downside protection. Buy BabX. All right, down 4, up 0.6, down up 3. So down 4, we only went down 1, 3% savings right there. Up 6, we only captured 0.13, and then up 3.33, we only captured 1.47. So, hey, BAB or BBYY, kind of newer fund, still at the $23 range. Again, they launched at 25. They're already paying distributions week in and week out. So not bad performance so far. FBL, how you doing? Again, down 3, up 2, down 5. Again, this Facebook double leverage, of course. But what do you think here? Down 3, we went down 1.5. Up 2.6, we captured 1.6. So missed out on about 1%. Down 5.38, down 4. That sucks. But hey, still better than 5, I guess, right? So only 1% savings on that. Again, it depends where they put the put, right? Where are you going to put the put? All right, let's keep going. Now we're into the new funds. They launched new funds. Welcome. All right, so let's take a look how they performed. IONL, which again, this is what the IONQ double leverage freaking thing. They went down 16% on what? That was Tuesday. Good Lord. But look at that. The last 2 days, they went up 7. Wow. Wow. All right. This is not working. I might have to do open. No, that'll be close. When did they launch? Yeah, so I'll have to do A65. We'll do a -1. That did not work. Hold on. A65. I might have to put in parentheses. Okay, why is that not working? A65, A66. All right, whatever. You want to type in freaking A66? That better? All right, now I'm going to do that. I'm going to type in open. Get the open price of that day. There you go. Okay. So we'll do the same thing here. We'll do A66, and then we'll pull the open price. Open. Speaking of open, oh my goodness, what a I can't even. Every fund I'm in is sucking. But anyway, the down 16% day. How in the hell? Wow, up to. So again, this is the open though. That's the close. So we'll but still, I mean that's a wow. What a day to launch, man. The underlying goes down 16%. Wow. 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 Anyway, up 7, up 7. So we missed out on the up 7, up 7. They on the up 7 they went down 1.49. These 2 days are confusing. And then the up 7 they captured 2.99. Again, they just launched. We'll give them a break. We'll give them a pass. And now we'll look at morale. Morale. How's the morale here? Probably not good. All right, they went down 13, up 5, down 13. All right, so May. Again, terrible launch date for these funds. Down 2.5, up 1, down 4. So they saved their own asses, man. They saved their own asses. Luckily, you can see IOYY sits at 25 still, and then May is already down to 23. But again, rough, really, really rough launch time. All right, but there's not much you could do or say. It's just. But, them buying the puts is obviously, quite the savior. All right, moving on. Now we're on the distributions tab. So obviously this just pulls directly from the website. I was able to now well, not me, my computer genius friend that saves my life on these spreadsheets. I was able to put it all in one tab. But again, we're not going to cover it here. What we're going to do is we're going to pull it here. So now we're going to track all the yields. I'm just going to do it as of November 6th, which, again, this was the declaration date. This was the yield as of the declaration date. But it's easier to see it this way, so I'm going to pull it this way right now. So the stats are the highest yielder is COYY. The second is May. Wow, 2 and 3 are the 2 new funds. May is 150. IOY. These are some serious yields. I mean, I think you guys know that, right? So you may, they always, people always hate when fund managers say reinvesting. Obviously, it's up to you, but just keep that in mind. You're getting paid a lot of money. A lot of money is coming out of the ETF. You certainly hope that they make it. They make that amount of money, but it's not easy. Things have to go right. But 10 of the freaking, how many? 16 funds are paying over 100% yield. All right. The lowest yield is AZYY. And of course, the indexes are always on the bottom. Even Phoebe's right there too. But everything else is 96% and above, which is crazy. All right. Now we're going to go to the holdings. But before that, I need a damn sip of water. All right. Any questions in the comments? Let's see what we got here. Every fund is in the crapper. Yeah, that's pretty much it. What else? Richard Woolley, I sold all my Misty yesterday. I'm well happy. Yeah, if it doesn't make you happy owning any fund for that matter, it's easier to cut ties sooner than later. But everything, it's not just any one fund. Everything is crap right now. Here, I'll make you guys feel better. I own, I have Elf and Roddy, right? Elf fund. Look at this. It dropped 35% yesterday. Don't forget, I also own Open in Roddy. They had earnings yesterday. Pre-market, they're down 22%. That's after a 9% down day yesterday. All right. Does that make anyone feel better? So yeah, I'm with you guys on the beat down for sure. But that's the risk. That's the risk we play. So we got to get over it. All right. All right. I gotta freeze panes. Let's do that. freeze. Where we at? View, freeze 2 rows. Okay. All right. So here's NVYY. Again, this will give you me. Yeah, we don't need pennies here. Let's bring the pennies in. All right. So first, we're going to look at expiration date. So let's look at the 11/7s. All right. So they had a sell and a put for 108. All right. 108. Where's NVYY? It's at 92. That's not good. That's not good. So when it's not good, you know, because again, we have to pay, essentially, we're saying we'll pay 108 and it's at 92. All right. Don't worry. We got protective puts, right? 97. All right. So 97 is above the current price. So anything under 97, essentially, we're really not going to lose, you know, much at all, right? We're protected. That's the protective put. So the damage between the 108 and 97, yeah, we felt that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But below 97, bring it on, son. Bring it on. We got our protection, and you ain't going to do nothing about it, all right? And then what do we got here? We got the 107, and then they bought a 97. Same thing. This is a really big position, though. 9,650 contracts. So again, we got to cover 107, right, to 92. But don't worry, we have a 97 in between. So the damage stops at the 97, right? But again, obviously, you see them at 92. So $5 savings right there, essentially, if that makes sense. All right. All right. All right. Let me just stay current with the comments. Yeah, no, it's thank goodness I bought puts. Thank goodness I bought puts in the Roddy fund. Yeah, I did. I sold all my calls on ST yesterday for next week, 150 strike price. All right, let's see where we got Koi. Let's go up. Let's go to Koi. Why is this not scrolling? There you go. All right, so let's look at the CONL. Their current price is $26.79. All right, what expires today? Well, everything, really. Everything, 11/7, 11/7. So let's look at the damage. Okay, 31, 34, 30. Okay, obviously, again, if the strike of the put that we're selling is greater than the underlying price, which is 26, you have to cover that gap. If not, you're getting assigned the shares. Obviously, they're not going to get assigned. They don't take assignment. They do it through the Flex exchange, which, you know, it allows for more flexibility. Look at the strike prices. They can choose whatever the hell they want, the freaking Flex exchange, right? Because, you know, we're not honored enough to be able to do that, but they are. There's also, you know, they avoid assignment in the Flex exchange as well. So, but now, again, this is a disaster. However, we have protection at 27, 29, 29, 32. All right, so our protection begins at 32. We are at 26. So again, as CONL goes below 32 and some of these others, that's when you'll see that, you know, COYY will not go down as much as CONL, if that makes sense. All right. Again, because we looked at the price fluctuation and now we want to understand why. And this is why. TSYY, by far the busiest fund. And again, I don't know should I cover every single fund? I don't know. But you guys let me know. Obviously, you're here. So either you're a YieldBoost fan or you like me. I don't know. It could be one or the other. But either way, I'm grateful. All right. Anyway, let's see. What are they doing here? TSYY. All right. So TSLL, as you guys know, one of my faves, trade this sucker. $20. $20. Our puts, not bad, not bad. 22, 20, 21. So not that terrible. They actually don't even need the protective puts. So this one is not in a bad spot because, again, Tesla's green in the pre-market, right? At least last I checked. But then the market kind of flipped red. It was red. It was green at 4 a.m. Yeah, now it's red. Everything's freaking red again. All right, whatever. Just red. All right, XBiddy, how you doing? All right, XBiddy, simple. I like simplicity. 2 strikes. All right, first let's check BidX. All right, it's at $40. All right, so let's see. We sold a put, right? We sold a put. Expiration date today, 48. Oh my God. So we got to pay 48 when it's at 40. That's not good, right? But don't worry, they bought a put at 43. So anything past under 43, don't worry about it. All right. We got our bodyguard right here. He ain't letting nothing happen to you. He got your back. But the gap between, oh yeah, you're getting punched in the face along the way. All right. But that's done, right? You can see we're past the 43 now. And now we got our bodyguard standing by our side. So we're saying, like, don't sing it, bring it. All right. All right, let's move on. Ooh, TQQY, very, very busy fund lately. What is going on? What's going on? Yeah, tell me what's going on. All right, so the price is 106. Okay, let's see how our puts are doing. Ooh, 111, 118, 106, 116. But this 106, look, of course, next week. Yeah, they open that for next week. All right. Protective puts, are they needed? 106. Well, if we look, the 90s, yeah, almost. They are ready. They are here and ready in case TQQQ decides to do some funny stuff today and flip red. So we got our protection and it's ready. What about the Y SPY? SPXL sits at 212.36. And what are we selling puts at? 217, 220. All right, that's for next week. So 217 and 224, which obviously is not in a good spot, but we got protection at 201 and 195. Not needed, but it's there again if needed. AZYY. Again, I'm just doing every fund because why not? It's still manageable, I think, to cover every fund. But I don't know. We'll see. I say that now. It's already at 640. AMZZ is 35 bucks. Okay. Well, they selling puts at 37, 36. Not terrible. So it's not the destruction. And then they do have protected puts. So this, AZYY, not in a bad spot. Amy, how you doing? AMDL is at 20 bucks. This thing can do really good. This thing can do really bad. All right, their puts 22, 23, and then they got the 20 for next week, and then the 23 for today. Protective puts for this week, 20, 21, and 21. So again, the 21s are already helping out, minimizing the pain. So if AMDL decides to tank today, we're pretty much, protected. Not to the fullest, but to, almost the, 1-to-1 here. Almost. MTYY. Oh, man, I don't even want to look at this one. This says MSTU, but they are trading MSTU. I thought, last week was MSTX. I don't know. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. It doesn't matter. All right, MSTU. I mean, look at this thing, $2.30. Good Lord. All right. They sold a put at 272 and 303. Yes, well above 230, but they started getting the protection at 267 and 239. So again, if MSTR goes down, if MSTU goes down, MITI will be okay today. They will. They have the protection because this price is under the protection. So again, when we look at this, when you track the two, you should see that MS or MTYY, it should not really go down too much. But again, we'll keep an eye. And don't forget, though, they do have to close out these trades and open a new one for next week. So keep that in mind. I don't know what time of day they'll do that, but for now, they do have the protected puts. All right, PLYY, Palantir Fund, obviously. Here's the PTIR. Again, I got to freaking right align this every time. 28.65. They're selling puts here, 34, 38. Yeah, they're blah, blah. Yeah. So they got to cover that gap, right? But don't worry, we bought puts here, a 34 and a 30. All right, those are both above this price. So guess what? This can go down all at once now. We're protected. The damage has already happened. So let it be, let it be. All right, so that's good. Let's go. Hooey. I mean, hooey, hooey, hooey. All right, so let's see. Robin. Love the ticker though. Robin the Hood. 78 bucks. What do you think's going on here? 11 sevens. Oh my goodness. 101, 108. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's all about the protective puts because we're getting whooped on the freaking sold puts. All right, what expires today? 89. Again, is this below 89? Yes, right? Yes. It's at 78. Is everything above 78 here? Let's see. This is not, but that's for next week. Everything else is. So your puts are saving your ass today on hoi. So good job. Hoi puts. All right. Well, SME has already essentially been saved from the disaster that is SMCI, which carries through the leverage funds of SMCX. SMCX sits at 2460. What do they sell their puts at? Well, yeah, you don't want to know. Oh my goodness. 35, 40, 39. Oh my God. All right. So like let's just check this out real quick. Let's see. Let's pull up comparison tool and let's pull up SMCX and let's pull up, what the hell is it? SMYY. So I just want to see like a one. Oh, you can't do a 1 day? I wanted a 1 day. All right, maybe I just do the up here, SMCX. All right, so the pre-market SMCX is down 1.46. All right, SMYY is down what? It's up for. All right, now I'm confused. Maybe there's something a little screwy there, but we'll keep an eye on it today. I mean, that's fantastic to see, but I don't know if that's necessarily you never, the pre-market with some of these funds, you never know. All right, let me get rid of the decimals and then shrink this sucker up. All right, so anyway, yeah, we have the protective puts. They started at 35, they have a 34, and they have a 30. They're all working. Our security guards. Oh, we have a 37 too. Our security guards are just knocking these red goblins over left and right. All right, BBYY, Babu, not Babo, Babex. Babex is 48. All right, what do we got? 50. Not terrible. It's not as bad as some of the others. Phoebe, how you doing? All right, FBL 2987. They got a 32. Yeah, they got protection. They're good. They're good. Mike check. IOYY new fund. How you doing? IONL's at 63. They sold at 66. Yeah, it's underwater, but they have protection to 58. They may not use it, but it's there. All right, May is at 16. They're protected. Oh my goodness, they sold a put at 20. This thing freaking dropped, but they did start getting the protection at 1794. So obviously, anything below the 1794 was pretty much don't sing it, bring it. Security came in, saved the day. All right, all righty. Whew. Take a sip of water. That's the update. That's the update on YieldBoost. Let me take a sip of coffee too. Any comments on YieldBoost? Any questions? Anyone excited? Anyone sad? Anyone annoyed? Anyone just like blah? I mean, it's just going to be a blah kind of day, right? Blah, 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 blah. If you want to, another thing we could sort it by is current stock price. Like just see like what's the highest. IOYY is the highest. Obviously they launched. AMYY 2480, AZYY 2425. Again, keeping in mind they did launch at 25. So some of the lowest, well, the lowest is Tesla's fund, so we knew that. And then Koi, not surprised there. XBITI, not surprised there with Bitcoin's performance, and of course, not surprised with MIDI. So the crypto, anything crypto related, man, it's just been an ugly time lately. But it is what it is. All right, let me catch up on some comments. I'm gonna put on some music up in her. Let's see, where the hell's the music? Acoustic sounds good. Let me move back a little in the comments. A hood executive sold a bunch. Well, that's not good. Wolf was happy with SMYY for a while. Was actually positive. Okay, that's good. Redfish says YieldBoost is like an annuity. You can see that. Well, I don't like annuities, but yeah. Nikki said everything sucked. Poop emoji. Yep. That is it. Poop. Elf almost at buy range. Yeah, I didn't add to my elf yesterday. I thought about it, but I said, you know what? I'm going to be patient, and I'm going to see just in case if it drops again. But I'm really thinking about adding to my synthetic. But I'll update you guys on Roddy tomorrow. Rod, what are you doing with Misty? I don't know if you saw my account update, but I converted everything to options. So I no longer own really anything except what got assigned through the options trades. Everything else is pretty much a synthetic, and I'm selling calls on the synthetics, kind of like a YieldMax fund in a way, right? But with protective puts, kind of like YieldBoost, right? So what stocks do I physically own? Again, it's just pretty much TSLL and TNA and some open and ST, but that's just through assignment, right? I'm about to own BMNU next week, unfortunately, because that thing is what a disaster. I just couldn't look at it anymore. I took the loss. Hopefully it will be a tax saver. Raining too hard to comment. All right, brother's out exercising. Takes out the phone in the rain. Nope. Although they are water resistant, right? These phones. He's finishing mile 4, 2 and change to go. Man, you're making me jealous. I wish I was outside running. But I got to work right after this because that's my life. Let's see. Dividend Degenerate loves YieldBoost. He loves that yield. By the way, go check out his channel, guys. All right. He's got a journey to 1K. It's going to be, I think he's at what, 200 to 300 now. But I think he could hit 1K by December 31st, or by Christmas. What do you guys think? But you guys got to help him out too, right? Nobody listens to me anymore. You guys got to help. She took my money. Let's see. All things considered, the protective puts. Yeah, absolutely. They freaking more than helped. They saved our asses on these. All right. Double D is off today. What? What? Unheard of. Unheard of. What are you going to do? You going to look at the red? 217 subs. All right, guys. Come on. Help him out. Help him out. Come on, Cletus. Well, Wolf, we know you do. Wolf supports everyone. He's like the king of YouTube. He's the community mayor. Ho! Tough guy. All right. Freaking pay the piper. Pay the piper. He doesn't even say anything. He just names wrestlers. But to be honest, I love it. That's probably what I would do too. All right. More like she murdered. Yeah. She murdered our money. How's Florida, Nikki? Is it better than Jersey? I need to get out of here. Need to get out of here. Need to get out of here. Wolf was your first sub? Look at that. How do you know? Maybe I was. No, I don't know. Let's see. SMCY still positive, but barely. Yeah, exactly. Just show up, hit type of wrestler, and what does this say? I guess that's hacksaw. Ho! Give me the freaking 2x4. Yeah, happy Friday, finally. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You love it down there. All right. Yeah. It's not pretty up here, but talk about that another day. All right, we got 344 between YouTube and X. I just want to say, guys and gals and all you suckers, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate you. What else? Yeah, let me know if you have any questions on the coverage of YieldBoost. Again, I'll do this every Friday morning, 6 a.m. If there's something you want me to add, if there's something you want me to cover, if it's perfect, also let me know. I could use a little loving, you know, if I'm doing something right for once. Yeah, just let me know how goes it. I know you guys love house money, but again, no one's at 100%, but they're newer funds. You guys love seeing that, so I'll try to do that. And then this, that, and the other thing. Oh yeah, you also love, you know, what's the cheapest based on the underlying, right? So if I sort that, you can see, like, of course, MSTR, MSTX is showing to be cheap, even though they do trade MSTU. So let's plug that in, MSTU. Let's see what it changes. Wow, even better. 0.01% away from the 52-week low. Wow, MSTU is on a discount. Let's go buy it. Not. Yeah, no thank you. I've learned my lesson with that one. I own MSTR, absolutely. I buy MSTR daily. But MSTU, no. No, I'm not doing options with you, brah. Screw me once, shame on me. Screw me twice, shame on it. I don't know. Whatever. SMCI, yeah. This one, again, I don't know about SMCI, man. That thing is nuts. Thing is nuts. Should cover rec shares. Yeah, I know. I heard they just launched a bunch of funds, but yeah, it's on the list. Deal, Redfish, deal. Dividend degenerates, just being nice, of course. Perfect coverage, perfect. Mr. Perfect. Da-na, 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 Okay, I've lost it. I lost it. I made that one on my own without Pay the Piper tempting me. But that was Mr. Perfect's entrance music. If you're a wrestling fan, you gotta love Mr. Perfect. All right, Kurt Hennig, whatever you want to go by. All right. No, it was Mr. Perfect. All right, so I think we're gonna end it anyway. What else? Let's do one more Bitcoin check. Maybe things are turning around. Let's hit refresh. Nope. Still red. Oh, let's check the markets. Let's hit home. S&P down, NASDAQ down, Dow Jones down, Russell down. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for nothing, stock market. Thank you for kicking our ass again. Like, we need another kick in the ass. All right, well, at least we have the weekend to recover. So even if today's a bloodbath, which, whatever, let it. Who cares? But we'll bring it. All right, so as always, guys, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Clearly, I am not a financial advisor. Duh. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you were entertained. Hopefully you enjoyed the Mr. Perfect entrance music. If not, come back tomorrow. Tomorrow I might do 2 videos in the morning. Maybe the Roddy, maybe YieldMax. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But stay tuned for that, Chico. All right. Let's see. Sounds of a dime. Red. If you guys enjoy this freaking nut job content, please hit the like button. All right, hit it once, hit it twice, then 3 times, and then boom. That tells me you love YieldBoost or you love me, one or the other. All right, what else? If you have any questions, leave in the comments. Like I said, give me feedback on what you want to see on YieldBoost. If it's perfecto, tell me perfecto. If it's shit, tell me shit. If you want me to add this or that or the other thing, then let me know. Either way. Also, if you want to help out the channel, you can share it on YouTube. You could share it on X. It's a couple buttons, really. So if you want to help a brother out, I mean, I did a whole entrance song for you guys. So that at least deserves a retweet. Go on X, go find the video, go retweet it. Go. Go ahead. Come on. All right, anyway, keyword time before I annoy the crap out of everyone here. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it to me and all these other suckers out here, you got to say the key word. That's actually a good keyword, brother. Brother who's exercising his ass off outside. Go give him a follow on X too. He's out there. He's exercise king late, cardio king every day. Makes us all look bad, but he's actually got a good keyword, so we're going to use it. So what does it mean? Put party bodyguard. It means that YieldBoost, since they have protective puts on the full position that has saved basically the funds from moving down to an extent, right? So all these, even though they're double leverage and triple leverage, you know, they saved our asses with those protective puts. So it's a perfect keyword. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you got to type in put party bodyguard, or PPB, put party bodyguard, put party bodyguard, All right, I'm done. I'm done for the day. Unfortunately, I got to get my ass to work, but just want to say thank you for watching live. Thank you for watching after the fact, and you know, all that fun stuff. I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Later.